Mike O'Mara, Radio Entertainment.
Hello, my name is Mike, and today's show is brought to you by our Amazon page. Please remember to shop at MikeO'MaraShow.com/Amazon. It's quite simply the best way to support this show. If you need it, Amazon has it, and you can get it at MikeO'MaraShow.com/Amazon. Bookmark it, please.
Available on demand every day in iTunes and the Google Play Store and around the world on MikeO'MaraShow.com. What more can we do for you? It's the Mike O'Mara Show.
You know, Oscar, it's a big day here. What would you say is the hottest show on pay TV right now?
I would say Game of Thrones.
Which is why today we are joined by Tywin Lannister, the hand of the king.
Oh.
Silence, boy.
How's
Silence, boy. You,
Hand
you
or Handy.
bald
Can I call you
head
Handy?
and your Elvis Presley. You'll address me as the Lord of the House of Lannister.
No, I was told you were the hand of the king.
I am the Lord Paramount of Westerland and the richest man in the Seven Kingdoms. I'm also the hand of the king.
What? Now, the Seven Kingdoms, can you name them for me?
Way to make it easy for me, douche.
Okay, so we'll
Right
skip
out
it.
of the gate.
Let's
You know,
skip it.
I
then.
can always tell when you're not into a bit. Yes, name the Seven Kingdoms, you hump.
Mr. Hand.
Why, I'll tell you, you'll taste my Valerian steel.
Oh, dear.
Right in your solar plexus. How would you like that, boy?
I'd hate that.
Sir Hand.
Yes, hello, also.
If you don't mind.
You will treat me with respect.
I will. The Iron,
You are aware, my boy, that
I am.
Lannister is one of the great houses. Am
and
I
you
right?
always pay your debts.
Yes, I always pay my debts.
Is it appropriate to call him Sir Hand?
Well, he didn't like Handy.
Well, don't call
Let
him.
me talk to the funny one.
I don't want to call you Sir Hand, Sir Hand.
Let me talk to the jester.
Yes,
I
you're
want to
Mary
tell you
Prankster.
something, House of Spiewak. Before long, I'll be dead, and you and all of your family will be dead. All of your people will be dead. All of us rotting in the ground.
Well, you'll pardon the expression, sir, but that sucks.
It's the family name that lives on, the name of Lannister.
Did you know the Spiewaks come from the Eighth Kingdom?
The Eighth Kingdom of Justice.
Yes, it's not as great of a
Yes.
kingdom.
A kingdom of clowns, I bet it is.
How do you...
Made of straw.
Excuse me, sir.
Easily destroyed.
Ty?
Bastards.
Ty?
Yes, Ty. Call me Ty. Tywin.
Tywin.
Tywin
What
Lannister.
about,
Tywin Lannister.
What about Ty? Okay, so Ty.
Yeah.
I'm the son of Titos Lannister.
How do you... How
Do you know my father presided over a period of decline for the house?
Oh, no.
He frittered away much of his fortune on poor investments and allowed himself to be mocked.
What
and
happened
bored.
to your soundtrack? I feel like it'd still be
Oh,
going.
you still want
Play
your
it
music?
again, boy.
I thought we were done with it.
I married my cousin Joanna Lannister and their first children, my first children with fraternal twins, Cersei and Jaime. She died after giving birth to Tyrion.
Is it true that they also call your wife the hand of the king, if you know what I mean?
You giggle like a little girl, boy.
Yeah, I do.
You giggle like a little schoolgirl. Well, I'll tell you, when you taste my sword, when you're coughing up your own blood, you won't be laughing like a little schoolgirl any longer.
Again with that? I mean, I was
Have you
hoping-
ever served in battle? Have you ever served in a war?
No, I don't think I have.
Yeah, well, I'll tell you something. There's nothing quite like it. It gets me blood boiling. I love it more than love itself.
Wow.
Thank you. Thank you. Appreciate it. Yes, Oscar.
Quite impressive.
Thank you.
Ty, what does it mean to
You
have...
can call me Ty. And the other one, the big one with the white sweatshirt and the bald head can call me the Hand.
Well, I'd like to just, if possible, keep it hip, call you TL.
I'll strike you down, boy.
Don't
I'll
do
reach
it.
through this computer and I'll strike you down.
Oh, God, you're going to talk about eating your sword again? I hate when you
Yes.
do that.
What does
You'll
it mean...
taste your own blood.
Yeah,
yes, go ahead.
da,
Oscar.
da.
What does it mean to have the Iron Throne in your family?
The what throne?
The Iron Throne of the Seven Kingdoms.
Yeah, do you have the Iron Throne?
Well, you're a chirping lot, aren't you? Just a chirping, twittering lot like a bunch of birds needing to be fed. I'm the Hand of the King. I serve Arius and Targaryen and Blaghebian.
Who was the third
Whatever
one?
these names. No wonder Mike O'Mara can't follow along with this show.
Now, I have a question for you that going back to your show Game of Thrones, which is very popular.
I made my son Jaime a member of the King's Guard.
Yeah, he's got a bum hand, though, right?
Yes, it was hacked off, but he'll do. He'll work the other side, and he'll be a better swordsman than men with a right hand.
Well, yeah, but then he can't really be the hand of the king, can he? Because he's only got one hand.
If he's got one, it'll do, boy.
Well, that's one
He's
less-
got a better hand with one than you have with two.
Have you ever seen a
Whatever
dragon?
that means.
Have you ever seen a dragon?
Hey, did you catch the big wedding over the weekend?
I did.
Yeah, it's
the
kind of
purple
poison-
wedding, yeah.
You
kind
must-
of poisonous, wasn't it? There's a little gallows humor.
You must be in mourning.
No, life marches on. We're all going to be bug food anyway.
Oh, yeah.
At some point, I don't get sentimental over
I have
death.
a touchy question, Ty, if you don't
A
mind.
touchy question
Yes.
is my specialty.
Your daughter's quite fetching. Do you ever eyeball her in a different way?
I'm too busy obsessing over my younger son, misshapen and perverse.
Now, is that the name of your two sons?
Misshapen and perverse? No, you're making another joke, boy.
Yeah, well, I just try to keep it
It'll
light.
be your last.
Oh,
when
no.
I pay a visit to you as you sleep in your giant sweat-stained
I
bed.
imagine, yeah, doesn't taste your sword, right?
Your sweat-stained bed.
Yeah, you know,
With your breathing apparatus that'll be coming soon.
Yeah.
I know that because I've spoken to the Lord of Apnea. The Lord of Apnea is coming to greet you, boy.
Yeah, he is.
That's
Ty-
for sure.
Ty,
Yes,
I'd be
Oscar,
I'd be
go
remiss
ahead.
if I didn't ask Your Excellency what your thoughts are on Rob Stark.
Well, Bran Stark, of course, I was accused of his attempted murder. I was taken prisoner by Caitlin Stark, and the Stark family's been a burr in my side ever since. I've never been guilty of anything but serving the king. That's my answer to that. And if you pursue this line of questioning, I might take you out to the bogs, where you'll never be seen again,
I'll
boy.
step
Hey,
back.
does he get to taste your sword?
He could taste my Valerian steel,
That's good.
spitting up his own blood.
Well, make sure you wipe it off after you kill me. You don't want any cross-contamination.
Yes.
One quick question before we let
All
you go.
that lives on is your not your personal glory, not your honor, but family.
Sure.
That's all that lives on.
Did you get your taxes in by yesterday's deadline?
Let me check, boy. Hold on just a second. Here it is. House of Lannister, House of Stark, Seven Kingdoms, TurboTax. It's right over there.
It's the Mike O'Mara Show. You can listen to the Mike O'Mara Show at www.mikeomarashow.com.
Stay tuned for an outstanding entertainment program.
It's the Mike O'Mara Show.
Let's get down to business.
From the entertainment capital of the world.
This stuff is great, but it's like lead.
So tell me, where have you been? I haven't seen you. You haven't even called or anything. Where have you been?
Well, Mom, I've been working nights.
And?
Well, tonight we were out late. We took a ride out to the country, and we hit one of those deers. That's where the blood came from. I told you. Jimmy told you before. I won't say. Anyway, you know, it reminds me, Ma, I need this knife. I'm gonna take this. It's okay?
Okay, yeah.
I just need it for a
Bring
little
it
while.
back, though, you know.
Well, the poor thing, you know, I hit him in his, we hit the deer in his paw. What do you call it?
The paw.
The paw,
his
the
foot.
The hoof. The hoof got caught in the grill.
Oh.
I gotta hack it off.
Ooh.
Ma, it's a sin. You gotta leave it there, you know. So anyway, I'll bring your knife back if they do that. Anyway,
Delicious.
Thank you. Why don't you get yourself a nice girl?
I
Get
get a
your-
nice one almost every night, Ma.
Yeah, but get yourself a girl so you could settle down. That's what I,
I
need.
settle down almost every night, but then in the morning I'm free. I love you. I wanna be with you. I wanna be with you.
Let's just settle down.
It's the Mike O'Mara Show. Mike O'Mara, Rob Spiewak, Oscar Santana. And now, from his Davenport, oh, that's so gay, here's Mike.
Live from the Cabby Pfeiffer Studios, this is the Mike O'Mara Show. We are broadcasting all over the planet. We are powered by Encore Insurance Services with over 23 million downloads. We are at MikeO'MaraShow.com, and we are heard over the air on the mighty 1630 Casa Ja Ja.
Hi, Stav.
Stav Rogers. The heart of the heartland. Go Hawks. The Mike O'Mara Show is a daily radio show and podcast. We have the greatest listeners in the world because they get it. We talk about that all the time, and they're so kind to us, and they support what we do, and they know what we need of them, and hopefully we know what they need of us. And I just figured we've got a core of listeners that are kind of into Game of Thrones, and I said
Right.
it was a little overdue before I threw in a character, and I decided what would the major episode changer I think episode 2, season 4, correct, Oscar?
Nice pull, yes.
Really, really, really heavy-duty episode, and I was kind of into it, and for the last 24 hours, I've been thinking about it. So my favorite character is the Hand of the King, who is Tywin, or whatever the hell the names are, Lannister. I swear to God, getting ready to do that character and trying to research with the names and the kingdoms and the different royalty they have, you could look at the regular royal families of the world in throughout history, and there would not even be a comparison. It is so much more complex when you look at Game of Thrones. It's just insane.
The amazing thing is that is the story simplified based on the book. I mean, the book is even more complicated. The book, you have the advantage of going back, I guess, and checking up on the reading, but it's a hard show to watch. I applaud you for staying with it.
Well done, Mike.
Yes.
It's just, it's the characters. Now I will tell you, Oscar, what do you think we should do about the spoiler alert? Do you think we are?
I think you're in the clear now.
3 days after the premiere. I think if people haven't been on Facebook, the only way that you would not know about it is if you're not in touch with social media, because people were screaming.
Then I will
end.
still issue a spoiler alert.
Okay.
If you haven't caught up with Game of Thrones, and Lord knows the way we all watch our television, people do tend to binge, people do stockpile. So turn your radio down right now. Turn your iPod down right now because I'm going to talk about Game of Thrones with Oscar, because we both watched it. Spoiler alert. So there consider yourself warned. Pretty huge deal with episode 2 of season 4, because one of the things that really kept me going on that show, Oscar, was my desire to see that king get his. And it's just my opinion that you probably can you kill that music there, Mr. Spiewak?
Yeah, because we haven't gotten to the commercial yet.
Yes.
Oh, sorry, I'll
do
do
that.
You could thank you. That's why you kept it on, right?
Exactly.
Okay, good. You could have seen that guy get last for the entire run of the show, and I would have watched simply because I wanted to see him eventually get it. Now that he's gone, it's frustrating. We'll talk about it in a second. I do want to mention to everybody that our show, as Rob mentioned, is sponsored, thank God, by Vistaprint. So, Mr. Big Shot.
Hey, Mr. Big Shot, you almost forgot to do the commercial, Mr. Big Shot.
Yeah, Mr. Big Shot flapping his gums about Game of Thrones and completely forgetting about the incredible deals offered at Vistaprint.
Hey, Vistaprint.
We love Vistaprint, and they still have this fantastic deal. We've talked about it a lot, and it really, really is easy to make your own personal and distinctive business cards, because Vistaprint is simply the best. Check out this great deal. We've been talking about it for a long time. I'm so glad they're still offering it to you. Just for our listeners, 250 high-quality premium cards for just $10, shipping included. They've got everything. Go to Vistaprint, pick your industry, then pick your card, and start doing your own design. You can do that at the website. They've got it all there for you. Fonts, colors, text, pictures, maps, logos, anything you want.
Anything you want.
Anything you want. The sky is the limit, and when you think it can't get any better, you can personalize the back of your card as well. The possibilities are endless for a business card that is truly you. Everyone in our room has cards from Vistaprint because they are the best. Not only that, designing the cards is fun. You'll absolutely love it. 250 premium cards, $10, shipping included. That's 250 cards for $10. Go to Vistaprint.com and put in that wonderful promotional code TMOS. Design exactly what you want, and Vistaprint takes care of the rest. We love Vistaprint. Yeah, so pretty obsessed with Game of Thrones. I mean, really, not much on television being offered recently. So it's terrific watching that show. But it's so confusing. If I try to get into the political intrigue of that show, I'm done. I just look at the characters. I look at the characters.
It's visually stunning. It's fun
outfits,
to watch.
Now the
dresses,
murder,
the
the fabulous frocks.
Yes.
The murder took place at a wedding, right?
It did.
It was called the Purple Wedding. I know that's the nickname for the episode.
Yes.
Did you ever have a wedding that went that bad? I've watched pieces of it. It's just not my thing.
I'll see the hype on Facebook and trek along.
Yeah, it's tough for me to. It's as hard as it is for you to follow. I just can't get into it.
Yeah, but the one thing about I will watch something. I will force myself to watch something. If I think something is trending, I will. In the entire time I've known you, you will not. You may lie about it.
He doesn't like trending.
He doesn't like trending.
Yeah, because it's pre-Elvis. Like if it wasn't hot in 1970, he's not into it.
I wish I could lie to you, but do you know what I watched last night?
What'd you watch?
My DVR has been very busy with his passing, capturing a lot of Mickey Rooney movies, and I
Oh,
watched
my God.
the first Andy Hardy movie. I didn't realize that the
That's a
character
classic.
of Judge Hardy was played in the first movie by Lionel Barrymore. Fantastic.
And that's why you said Lionel Barrymore.
Yeah, because I
on
was
Facebook.
shocked. I was absolutely shocked.
Normally, unless you bring it up, I don't even ask anymore because it's just so tedious. I know I'm going to ask her, hey, Rob, why'd you put Lionel Barrymore up on Facebook? And it'll be 10 hours later. Now, you're doing something I don't think that I could sit down and watch a movie from the 1930s?
1937, I think this one was.
1937.
It was a great film. It was a great film.
Film's golden age.
What does it now? When I go back, and do you get a sense of when you're watching those kind of old fart things that
Yeah.
you watch? Where does the joy? Because the joy can't come from anything that you have as a frame of reference.
No.
Where does the entertainment value come in for you? I've always wanted to ask you that question.
Couple aspects to it. First of all, there's star power because there is a lot of great actors in this movie. You got Mickey Rooney and Spring Byington. I know you're a fan.
Who?
Spring Byington.
I'll be right back. Let me get a drink of water.
Spring Byington?
Does anybody in our listening audience know who that is?
Yeah, but
No, nobody does. Nobody in the
No.
United States knows.
Trip Affleck knows.
The
Trip
one guy.
Affleck knows. Your one buddy out there.
And of course Lionel Barrymore. And also they're quality motion pictures. They're good
Now,
stories.
Lionel
And-
Barrymore, for those people that might not know, if you have been one of the few who've watched It's a Wonderful Life, that is a major Christmas hit that we watch on TV. Lionel Barrymore is Old Man Potter.
Yes.
So he's the one that goes, whether you get a thrifty working class or a bad rabble. He's that guy.
Yes.
So that's Lionel Barrymore.
But
Where Rob
this
just
was-
rattles it off like everybody's going to know who Lionel
But
Barrymore
this is a 10-year younger Lionel Barrymore than in It's a Wonderful Life, so he's a little more youthful and vibrant.
And would it be great-great-grandfather of Drew Barrymore?
I believe great-grandfather, I
Great.
think.
Was he the great-grandfather, or perhaps did he not sire any
No,
children?
as a matter of fact, he was
Was
such
he a cousin or something like
he
that?
was,
if you know what I mean.
Mike, he was such a very enthusiastic sirer that I did some research as to why he was wheelchair bound towards the end of his life. And
Was
many,
he wheelchair bound in Was he wheelchair bound in It's a Wonderful Life?
Yeah, by 1940 or so, he was relying on crutches, and then he was in a wheelchair till the end of his life.
So was that
Well,
did
one
they
of the
put him-
reasons he was that way was some people are theorizing it could have been syphilis.
Was that's always nice,
Isn't it
when you can
nice?
throw that into it? But my question is, in It's a Wonderful Life, when he's Old Man Potter, the character is in a wheelchair. Was he in a wheelchair in real
Yes.
life as well?
He was also in a wheelchair in Key Largo with Humphrey Bogart. They kind of
Okay.
wrote around it for him. He was on crutches in You Can't Take It With You, and they wrote it into the script as he had an accident
I
on his leg.
apologize, Oscar. Look at Oscar's face. Not only is it
No,
Wednesday,
this is
Oscar,
nice. This
Well,
is
no.
nice because yesterday we did CrossFit.
No, this segment is crippling. This show is now in a wheelchair.
I was starting to talk about Game of Thrones, and Rob will sit down. Rob watches something that I would never watch.
Yeah.
You have watched occasionally. I give you Bones as an example.
Yes.
I think you caught up on Breaking Bad finally after Did you ever? Did
No,
you ever?
I've
cast-
still got them though. I still got 'em.
Forget it. Forget it. Oh,
They're
my
in the
God.
they're in the DVR.
You didn't get. You weren't
He
entertained
watched,
by
like,
Breaking Bad.
He watched 4 of them. He didn't like the
Oh
way
my
he felt. He didn't remember. He
God.
didn't like the way he felt afterwards. He felt icky.
Yeah, I did feel
He
icky.
didn't like that, so he walked away.
I watched all.
felt
of,
icky.
I watched all of House of Cards.
Yeah. Okay.
I
House
binged
of
on
Cards
that.
is
That was,
terrific.
and that was on your recommendation. I binged on that. Watched
That's
that in
terrific.
a week. That was
You
good.
get credit. You get credit for that.
I
You get
still
credit.
look at Modern Family. Yes. Mm-hmm. And the Mindy Project and the New Girl. These are all fabulous new programs that I
Any
look at on
network
television.
shows.
Yes, I like television. I like color television with jokes. And sometimes there's a laugh track. Sometimes there's not.
But you don't like the heavy-handed period piece, mythological drama like Game of Thrones. Not your cup
I
of
will
tea.
only watch a period piece 4 days a month.
Thank you. I sincerely appreciate
Good night.
that. How would you rate Oscar Santana? How would you rate this season of Game of Thrones? I would say it's
early,
really
but
off the aircraft carrier.
It's much better than last season. A little slow last season, but I buy into the storylines. A lot of people don't like the build up. I like the build up, but when if it's episode 2 of a season and a major character dies, always a lot of fun.
Yeah, and they did. They didn't waste any time this year. Normally, you have to go through a season to get a major character killed off. They wasted no time on Game of Thrones. They knocked off that nasty little bastard king.
As a matter of fact, another current show that I watch that I don't think you do, but they don't kill anybody ever, and they should, is the show Shameless. The father on Shameless should be dead by now.
He's got 9 lives.
And he just keeps... They had a miraculous liver transplant for him at the end of the season. And I'm
What
ready...
is Shameless? I know it's popular, but I don't watch it at all.
That's
What
William
is
H. Macy's show where they play
Oh,
the Gallaghers.
yeah. I've got
like the
them.
daughter?
I've got them
Daughter's so
T-bowed.
hot.
But Shameless falls into the category of... you know what I don't like about Shameless?
What?
What I don't like about Shameless is the lack of credibility. I think that if you have a family that is that, quote, shameless,
yes.
is that, morally bankrupt, it's going to be a lot darker. And they keep it too light. And that's what I don't like about it. The fact is, I don't think you get both. And I know a lot of people would disagree with me, but that show is so disgusting.
It is
and
bad at
so
times.
gross, and they're all so bright. All those kids are so bright.
Not all of them. The youngest son is stupid.
But in a devious kind of blow up a building kind of way.
I don't know. I think that they walk the line between moral bankruptcy and having some sort of value.
Yeah, but it's too light. It's too light to me.
Well, it's technically a comedy, so it's escapist.
Yeah, see, that's the thing.
If you don't laugh, you cry, Mike.
It just grosses me out.
And I watch Girls. See, I watch some current shows.
No, you don't.
Okay, I guess I don't.
You watch one episode and you say, I watched that show. And
I
you go
watched
back to
every episode.
You go back to TNT, whatever marathon they're having.
It's Turner Classic Movies.
Whatever.
I tried
I
Girls.
know letters are hard.
TCM.
I will not be trying Girls again because it's simply, I watched that show and I just get grossed out.
Do you know that the University of Iowa denied girls from filming on their campus?
After they wrote in the fact that she got accepted to the University of Iowa.
She wrote into the show that because she's from that area and she went to that school, right?
Lena Dunham is from that area?
They wanted to take the HBO production to the university, and the university said, no, thank you. What? And again, look, I know that you have to, and this is big in Iowa simply because we broadcast it. I'm sure they've spoken about it a million times.
That's one of our affiliates, Mike.
When I read this story.
Do you think Steve Bridges has had this on his show?
I actually forwarded the email that you sent me to Steve saying he should champion the cause to get HBO in their city. Yeah.
Because the money that production would bring into their city, I understand that there's just distractions that are involved because that's what the chancellor talked about.
Sure.
But the money that would come in simply alone to our friend Steve Bridges, that is worth something if a hit show like that comes into your town.
Mm-hmm.
Isn't ultimately the issue, though, how the university is going to come across on the production itself?
Harvard did the same thing. And mind you, Harvard is a different school. But Harvard did the same thing to The Social Network, right? Didn't Harvard come off like a great school? They didn't come off like a douchey school.
Well, they came off looking like they were a great institution with a storied history with, at that moment, no grasp of what was going on computer-wise.
But most people that are these genius billionaires have split from their 4-year Ivy League institutions within their sophomore or junior year. Most people don't graduate till after the fact.
And also Harvard, I think, can coast on its reputation.
Yeah.
Because it's like...
I didn't know about Iowa until I saw it on... I mean, I knew about the university. I didn't know about the writers program or their workshops until I saw it on Girls.
I think they write the contract a certain way where they have, they have some sort of freedom of, not making sure that the university is not disparaged in any way. I would think that ultimately it would be a boon for any institution of higher learning to have a television show shoot, unless of course you're mocking it. I know that here's a reference point for me going back to old movies too. Animal House.
Right.
I know in the behind the scenes story of Animal House, didn't they, Rob, have a terrible time finding a university that would accept them,
and
where they could do the shooting, and they ended up, I think, in Oregon or something
As I
like
recall, even when they got to Oregon, they sort of snuck in and tried to operate under the radar. I think any school that enjoys a good reputation would be hesitant to do that. However, if girls approach, say, VCU, I imagine they would let them burn down Johnson Hall. They wouldn't care.
That is
American University, yeah, absolutely, as long as you do the nude scenes on the quad. That's all we care about, is have the nude scene. I guess what it is with girls with me, and I don't want to sound sexist, but it will sound sexist. I just don't, I don't like looking at her. I don't like
It's
looking at
tough.
her. I don't like that. That incidentally, what is the pattern? Basic varicose vein? Is that the tattoo? Is that the tattoo design that she has on her overly meaty shoulder that she has to show in every single scene?
Mike, I felt I would be lying if I didn't say I felt the same way when I initially saw the program, and then I started getting the show, and the best part about the program is, like, for example, there's one episode where she's going to the beach with all her girlfriends, right? And she's in like a small bikini the entire time. and she's riding around on this bike going into town, and that's the hilarity behind it, where I'm like, no one's going to do that.
That actually was a good use of her bad body. That was a funny episode.
Where they used it for she is shameless.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yes.
She has no inhibitions whatsoever. Well, that's her trick.
And that's
though.
also
Don't you think that's her?
Oh, absolutely.
crutch?
That's her gimmick. That's her shtick.
Right.
I think she's a
exactly.
great writer. I think some of the stuff that she writes about is really it's current. People haven't talked about it before. Also, think about this. And we're in a weird place here, because I know, like, even growing up as a broadcaster, if we had like a bigger friend, we used to have a phone screen on the Big O and Duke show. We used to call the Cheeseburger, right? Because he was so huge, and we'd play the McDonald's theme as soon as he walked in studio. When he left studio, like da 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 da, like.
Did you have another big guy that you called Landfill?
Yes, we always find these big guys that come and work for us.
How's he doing? Is he okay? Is he all
Landfill's
right?
still working, yes, and he's still alive, apparently.
That's terrific.
So
He's still working and still alive.
So what I
That's
know-
good news.
some of the funniest moments in my personal life, on air and off air, were when we'd be sitting there and, like, we'd get some bad news, or we'd walk in the program director's office and we'd get yelled at. And then we'd be in a meeting afterwards, and our Landfill or Cheeseburger would sit there and ask them to take their shirt off. Just for fun. Just because we were in a bad mood, and that, like, lightened the mood because we just got yelled at for the upteenth time. And he would take it off and stand there. I said, women can do this too. Like, it's funny.
Yeah, we should have done that with Beth Ann.
We need that. Because we no longer. Do you need any help at your DC studio?
No.
Could
No,
you
I
use
don't.
another body?
No, I don't, not at all.
He only likes his entourage around his other shows.
It's true.
He doesn't want. He
I
has
brought
to have.
Pony here. He was the number 1 seed. We sucked him out.
Pony is like a CEO now on our show.
Yeah.
Now, the fact is, Pony is like a main administrator. I'm talking about we need another minion.
A minion.
We need I want a fat guy. Rob, would you want to have a fat guy around?
He would have to be fatter than me.
Well, this is the
that's
problem.
that's the criteria. Not necessarily taller,
the
but
guy
fatter.
would have to be fatter than both of you guys.
Yes.
Right. That's
So
a tall
what's
order.
the poundage we're talking about here?
Okay, now you're not going to trick me into that, Mr. Man.
And furthermore, you can't go by
thought we were
weight.
spitballing.
You can't go by weight. What you have to go is by appearance.
And I want young fat.
Yeah.
I want a guy
you want
that
baby
is-
fat.
A young,
I wanna-
happening fat guy.
I want a guy in his 20s that's well on his
With
way.
like serious confidence.
Yes. Oh, that would be.
Yes.
that
Yeah.
would be even better.
That's
Some
the best type of-
cocky,
and-
fat 19-year-old.
And you know what? Here we are. We're in new media now. We don't have to play by any rules whatsoever.
no.
I don't care if you're a dropout. I don't care. The fact is,
Oh, I
if you, and believe me, I know we're going to get some responses. I'm just asking, do you guys think that on a daily basis, because God knows he's not coming down here.
Right.
I'm not looking for anybody in South Florida.
Well, if
although
you-
I am a little excited about something new that I'm doing down here that you guys are going to mock me for.
What's that?
We got a P.O. box.
You really did get one?
We got a P.O. box.
Wow, awesome.
It has, Mrs. O'Mara has not returned yet, but it has been purchased. I will tell you more about that later. Well, let's take a break, and
Yes.
we will come back, and we will discuss the potential for getting an obese intern for the Mike O'Mara show. But I'm going to cut the age off at 30 years of age.
Oh, I think that's even too high.
No,
wanna make it-
30's fine.
30, we'll cut
Pony,
it. How
was,
about,
Pony was an intern. He was 30.
okay, let's, 30, we'll cut it off at 30.
All right.
Because I want a younger, fatter intern.
Cocky
That's
intern.
what we're
Mike.
looking at.
A cocky intern.
And a fat girl is that we can accept fat women as
Yeah.
well. Yeah. Rob, that's a terrible
I'm
gesture.
sorry I didn't do anything.
We will take a break. Come back with more. This is the Mike O'Mara Show. This week, I was very happy on the Mike O'Mara Show when I went down to my mailbox and I saw that Oscar Santana had sent along the Pittsburgh Power Arena football shirt that I was looking for, and I think it's the
did
Pittsburgh
that.
Power.
I did
you
that.
sent that? I'm
Yes.
sorry.
Come on.
Did you use Stamps.com?
Don't I always? Of course. I don't want to go to the post office. I hate the post office.
That's because it's crowded, and we want to save you the hassle because it's even more crowded with people mailing in their taxes yesterday. Absolutely a pain in the ass to go down to the post office. No matter what, no matter how crowded, you still need to get out your packages, envelopes, and letters for your business, what is a fellow to do?
Great question.
You need Stamps.com. With Stamps.com, you can access all of the services of the post office right from your desk. Use your own computer and printer, and then hand it to your mailman. Put it in your hand and say, I want to get that mail out today with Stamps.com. I'm your mailman.
I like the jingle.
Wrote
Look
a
at you.
jingle. It's very excellent.
Stamps.com even sends you a free digital scale that automatically calculates the exact postage, and the scale is yours to keep. Keep your mailing and shipping done whenever it's convenient for you. Act now for a 30-day free, no-risk trial and $110 bonus offer, including a digital scale and up to $55 in free postage. All you have to do is go to Stamps.com and click on the microphone and use our code TMOS. Don't wait. Go to Stamps.com, and before you do anything else, click on the microphone at the top of the homepage and type TMOS. Remember, we use it. Stamps.com. Enter that code, TMOS. You'll never have to go to the post office again. Thank you in advance, everybody.
Go ahead, Mike. Go ahead. Enter.
All right. Look, here's the thing.
Yeah.
I've always been frustrated with this. And Rob, you know this.
Okay.
I have wanted interns and people around us for comedic purposes forever.
True.
And Oscar, I am going to take you out of this discussion.
Okay.
Because
I'll be right back.
because on the Big O and Duke show, they're just 700 of these guys.
Yeah, like flies to honey.
With us, it just doesn't happen.
Yeah,
and it
no.
doesn't happen because you, Rob, and me, Mike. You're pointing now, Oscar. Why are you pointing at Rob?
Oh, I'm back. Hey, guys, it's Oscar.
Okay, go ahead. Why are you pointing at Rob?
I'll say that I don't think that because Rob is a first line of defense for interns, I don't think Rob really embraces them the way he should.
So he doesn't want to have people.
Yeah,
around.
you have to empower the interns to want them to want to be with.
Is that
you
a
and
fair
work with you.
criticism, Rob Spiewak? Is that a fair criticism?
Well, I will say this, painting in broad strokes, when I started as an intern, it was not the easiest row to hoe. And perhaps if I were to bring another intern into the fold, even subconsciously, I might not treat them very well.
Well, you don't. I mean, you like with Mac, for example.
Well,
at
I mean,
least when we're.
he brings it on himself, Mike.
But behind the scenes, you're a much nicer person to the interns. You're actually not. But you are as snarky can be. My question is, though, the whole concept.
Right.
I have always felt that you were an intern. You started as an intern on the old Don and Mike show.
Right.
And that's the question I have. I love the idea. One of the things that I've always been envious of, say, the Opie and Anthony's of the world,
right,
or the Big O and Duke shows of the world, they have this pack of dudes that hangs around, and they're tremendous sources of material.
True.
And I've always been jealous of that. I've always thought that's the one thing that I would change about the type of show that we do, is that I would just have a gaggle of people come around. And so I pose to you, Mr. Spiewak, and I'm looking at you, and you've got the same look.
What?
As if we were discussing the 7th game of the World Series.
No.
You don't.
now.
The reason we don't is because Rob doesn't care.
I don't.
He doesn't want people. He doesn't give a rat's ass about that.
I like talking to you, Mike.
I know, but it's weird, though. Maybe, is that, Oscar, is that what you think it really is?
Well, if you're listening to this program on demand, you can rewind to the beginning of this. Is it the second segment? Second segment.
Second segment.
Where Mike was alluding.
Third, if you count
Technically the
vignette.
third, if you want to be technical
all right,
about
who
it.
cares? So
Right.
Because you asked. Who would care if someone
if
asked?
you rewind a minute, like 60 seconds back now, maybe 2 minutes back.
Yes.
At the beginning of the Stamps.com spot, it's another window into Rob's soul, Rob with 2 B's, where Mike was just going into a spot. Really didn't care who sent him what on Stamps.com. Just wanted to mow through that and dovetail right into the Stamps.com spot.
Right.
And you heard, me.
Right.
I did it. I sent it to you. And then
Now, is
and
that
then-
an actual instant replay
and
of
then-
how I handled
and then
it? or-
Mike had to weave past that egocentric tip in and then go right back into Stamps.com and finish the spot. So you see what comes first when it comes to Rob.
That is one take on what happened during the stamp spot.
Let
But
me pull
also
back the
another
curtain.
take is that I
Yes.
wanted to be able to tell you how easy firsthand it was to use
Such a
Stamps.com
lie.
and not
Such a lie.
back Oscar into some sort of corner where you
Don't
have
worry,
to tell
I-
a Bolivian lie.
I won't tear apart your lie right there, Rob, but that's okay.
Ever forward.
Oscar, let me pull the curtain back. I want to pull the curtain back on
Yes.
Big O and Dukes, okay?
Yes.
Because you guys, probably more than anybody, had the entourage hanging around.
Well, we're blessed.
No, Opie and Anthony did.
They have a great entourage. Yeah.
They had a massive entourage all the time. They were always changing these guys out, and they were interchangeable. Is it our accessibility? Is that what it is? Is it the fact that we present? Well, now that we're scattered to the wind,
yes.
It's. But we're also going to have gatherings where we're going to need somebody. I'm just curious because I think it's something every show needs. I remember Alan Goodman when he said one time to Don and myself, he said, every show needs a Charlie.
It's true.
I think all of these kinds of shows. Periodically, it's what really keeps the freshness. Is you rotate in these kind of people. Some of them linger. So, like for example, Josh has been with us for a very long time.
Right.
He's still a friend. Eric Zoolander, still a great friend. Girl, who now works for Todd Moore. We keep these relationships with people for a long time, more than we don't. So the people that linger around the show are the people that, they keep their relationships for a long time. My question is, why has it been such a challenge for so long?
Well, let me add a couple things. One, Eric Zoolander, his connection continued with this program, I think, simply because when we started this endeavor, I was still in touch with Eric. So I was still friends with Eric, and Eric said, I want to help. And he reached out to the show and said, I wanted to help, right? So,
really terrific.
So
and,
we maintained a friendship there. You guys didn't. And then I would say that...
but remember, Mike, it's all about me.
Katie Cole Girl,
right?
We maintained a friendship with the program, and she helped out. She used to work on your show, and she's excited to be a part of it. I think it is the fact that a lot of people still look at you, and they should, with a certain amount of kind of, this is the guy I grew up listening to. So they're not going to come straight to you and reach out to you with a Facebook message.
I would imagine you and Chad kind of conduct yourselves that way, right?
Yeah, but
these guys coming in, they or do you kind of just hang with these guys?
We're in a different realm. For example, one of the guys that works on our show now is a guy who came up to an appearance and said, I'd like to come help. And I said, you really want to help? Come on down on Tuesday night. The guy showed up, and he hasn't left since. It's one of those things that there isn't kind of a hierarchy to make sure that this guy is okay. He's not going to murder us. It's almost,
which is what we do. That's the truth.
You guys break balls, and you kind of mow through people, and you have in your past, because I used to listen to the program. As far when a guy's internship was over, it was over. It was time to go. Right.
We have a pretty high bar for people that we let into the inner circle.
Yes.
And also
we do indeed. Maybe too high a bar at this point.
And I would say the bar has perhaps been raised, even if it's not on purpose. When we left having a place of business, like a radio station, and our center of operations became your home.
Good point, Rob.
It was weird bringing people, really strangers, into your
guess
home.
what?
What?
And guess what? We don't have that anymore.
We don't.
That's right.
We have a center of business, and you're sitting in it right now.
Or
Exactly
they could
right.
go to Rob's house.
Or they could go to Rob's house.
Yeah.
Sure they could.
And what are you afraid of?
Dude, would you want a fluky number coming into your home?
I have. I've had multiples.
Well, no.
I had them all coming to my house.
Not all of them. If they didn't pass the initial screening where you were
the initial. For Christ's sake, we had Mac come into my house. He knocked on my door, and I swear to God, I thought he was going to have a semi-automatic weapon.
By the way, I think he might still be at your house. Does he know we've moved to D.C.?
I have. He's probably down in the crawl space right now.
Has anybody
dealing
touched
with that.
base with Mac since we left Manassas?
Yeah,
Has anybody
I talk to him all the time.
Oh, thank you. We have a conduit.
I would love to have a transcript
you know what?
of that.
You know what? Great communicator. That is about as relevant as nothing. Yeah, I talk to him all the time. What does that do? Because you don't certainly pass that along to anybody, any one of us, do you?
Well, he's handling all the air checks and pulling best of stuff, and I think he's doing a pretty good job.
Well, tell me he should pop into the studio in D.C.
Tell him to come on
Tell
up.
him to do
and
that.
sit down for a while, because I certainly would love to see him on camera.
Me too.
Oh, that's gonna
I
bring
think
his
that would
mom.
be fun.
Me too.
What about
All right.
what about the others?
Wait, hold on. I want to get back
Okay.
because I'm going to forget it if I don't get back to what
No
you
problem.
just said. I will forget this. Here's the way we should put it. If you want to come down and help, and you're a tad portly, I think we should open the doors to the DC studio and have occasional people pop in.
I would love that. And people should know, even though we're on the 4th floor, there is an elevator.
and there's security.
Yes.
That's true.
Yeah, don't just show up. Contact us.
Please.
I think that it's a good thing. It expands the empire a little bit.
I agree. The hand
you know,
of the king.
Right.
There's another aspect to this, and
I will open that at a certain point, probably next fall. I need the summer to get my legs down here.
Sure.
And to get, but in the fall, I am not going to close the door on a Florida intern down here. Somebody
Wow, good
to
for
help me
you.
out, to run cable,
Yeah,
to get
to
the
move your
studio
boxes.
tweaked a little, to move
Yeah.
boxes,
And I advise
to go
my-
out to lunch with me, to ride my motorcycle.
You need a friend.
The Florida intern.
I need a
might-
friend. I need a friend. I need a Florida friend. If you know, I'll put that out there right now.
If you're
I will
under 30 years old and you're mobile,
no.
Oh, there's
I
no
don't
one
want-
under 30 in Florida.
No, as a matter of fact, I think the under 30 thing applies to D.C. in particular.
Yeah.
You're going to say something, Rob.
I was going to say in Florida, you might want to rate under 80. I think that would be
Under
no
80.
one over 80, and that's just for insurance purposes.
I think, we've had Jimmy Cerrito, and then we have my daughter this week, and I think the reality is going to hit home when Elizabeth leaves Friday morning, that
Yeah.
we are down here on our own. But anyway, don't feel sorry for me about being down in Florida. Feel sorry for me because I dealt with my man Andrew and got my great tax news last night.
Hey, look at you.
Yeah, I'll tell you that story when we come back on the Mike O'Mara Show. Here's a brief personal sleep number bed story.
Oh, good.
When Carla and I were delighted to welcome the P6 sleep number bed into our home, and I blissfully set my sleep number setting to 60 while Carla set hers to a 75, I specifically informed my wife that there was one creature that would not enjoy the comfort of our sleep number bed.
Okay.
And that is Beluga the dog. And imagine, about probably 3 o'clock in the morning, I will tell you, I do 7, 8, sometimes even 9 hours of blissful sleep because of my sleep number bed. That's how much I love it.
Right.
And this is one of those rare occurrences where I woke up in the middle of the night. And I woke up in the middle of the night because something was pushing me. Do you know what it was?
I'm guessing it was Beluga.
Beluga's paws.
Oh, yeah.
Beluga, who was enjoying on Carla's side the 75 sleep number setting and shoving at me with his paws, and I turned to face his death breath, which I actually even ingested through my little machine that I breathe with.
Oh, no.
But fortunately, when I repositioned Beluga in a very, very harsh manner, abruptly, and it didn't even faze him. He went right back to bed. Then I drifted back off into sleep number slumber because I really enjoy it. I'm talking about the sleep number. I will tell everybody you need to get one of these beds, and you need to do it soon. Introducing the all-new Sleep Number Classic Series. Queen mattresses starting at only $699. My sleep number is a 60. Carla's is a 75. We both sleep like babies in perfect comfort. Hurry into a Sleep Number store where Queen mattresses start at $699 right now. Save $300 on the all-new C4 Queen mattress set. No better sleep. Find your Sleep Number setting today at any of the 425 Sleep Number stores nationwide. Find one near you by calling 800-511-0061. That's 800-511-0061, and tell them Mike O'Mara sent you.
Now, when the dog had the paws was it in your back or your stomach?
It was in my back.
Were
It
they
was in
use,
my back.
When Linus does that to me, he tends to use me as like a board to stretch against. Was that what was
Right.
going on?
Yeah, he was doing the stretching.
So
with his
really,
little
he has
diggy little feet.
he has realized that you found a use for him. You
Yes.
are his fulcrum.
Right, exactly.
That's all. That's it.
Yes.
That's
I
why
hate it.
dogs should not be in bed.
And I don't want him to be in our special, beautiful, phenomenal bed. The
I
bed
understand.
the most important possession that I have. I don't want him to be involved in it at all. I hate that. All right, let's get to the tax day. Now,
Yes.
because of the move and because of everything else and because just the rhythm we do it, and with electronic filing and all that, I got my guy, Andrew, that has done accounting for me for years and years and years and years. And one of the things that I have transitioned to in my financial world is an income level that is slightly more modified
Sure.
than my previous income level. However, my daughter just got, my wife came in here. Hi.
Oh.
Do you have the
Hi.
new P.O. box?
Oh, there you go.
We just got our new P.O. box.
Hey, Carla, where'd you
Right.
get that sweatshirt?
Yeah.
Kidding.
Jesus, Carl, what is this?
Got it, Bonita Bay.
my
Bonita Bay,
God.
looking
We
good.
We can't simplify it at all?
Mike wants a one-number P.O. box.
Yeah,
All right, I'll
Hey, send,
rewrite
Mike,
that.
Mike, send it
I'll
back.
put it on the show
Send it
tomorrow.
back, Mike. Send it back.
I
Tell her to get a
want-
better
I want
box
it easier.
number.
It's too convoluted. It's too convoluted. look at her. She's shoving that. I love you.
She went and did all that. And
Hold
you
on.
still-
Now, what,
How
can I
many
ask
digits?
this?
How many digits in your PO box number, Mike?
Why is it a number through a number? Will you come on microphone,
That's just
please?
how they do it.
It's Sweet 16, box 119.
Oh, is it?
okay.
Oh, I bet. Did you go to like mailboxes, etc., or something?
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
okay.
Mm-hmm.
That explains it.
Yeah, that probably does it for you.
It's all right. Here's the address if you'd like to send me gifts.
You did.
It's
okay.
18011 South Tamiami Trail. That's TAMIAM.
What? This is the worst address ever.
It is without question for a broadcast-friendly address. It's almost impossible.
Yeah.
18011 South Tamiami Trail, Suite 16.
Oh no!
Box 119.
What?
I can't do it. We're not
Jammy
doing it.
Ammy
No.
in the morning.
Hey, that's right. Send him the
Hold on.
20.
box, room number. Yes, it's so.
It's not
listen,
Carla's fault.
It's not
Be
Carla's
nice to
fault.
her.
No, it's not.
They
It's
said
not
it's
her
not
fault.
Your fault.
It's not her fault.
Now, what happens, Mike, is this gives the impression that your business has a physical address. And for some people, they might think
yes.
that's great. But what you really want is an actual post office box that would say, like, box 3.
Yeah, we got to do that. We got to go to the post office and we have to
Stop payment on the check.
Hold on.
She's
put
paid
it on
for
the
it
microphone.
already.
I can't hear
You
you.
mean I have to cancel this?
Look, Tammy Ammy's tough to deal with. I gotta
Especially
tell
with
you.
a suite and a box
Yeah.
number.
That's a lot of work. Though, let's
I
be.
think the listeners are smart.
You know what? We'll post
Me
it.
too.
We'll post it on the website, and then if people want to send you something, they can go and find it on the website. Does
Hey,
that
can
work?
we actually put a button on the website, Matt, that just says "Send Mike a present"?
Absolutely.
And then when you click it, it can actually print out the address.
Yes.
She just hit me. She just hit me. Don't hit me.
Jammy Ammy.
Hey, how about this? Gifts for Mike, and it's just a button on the website.
Right.
Oh, there's your daughter.
Hey, ask
There's
if she,
Elizabeth. Come over and say hi on
Oh
the
my
camera.
God!
get
It's
her-
all home week.
get her opinion of the address.
What do you think, Elizabeth? 18011 South Tamiami Trail, number 16-119, Fort Myers, Florida 33908. Don't you think that's a little confusing?
Oh,
Not really.
Not
Okay,
really, not really for
stop it.
her.
Youth of
go-
America, they
Yeah,
cut, they
spend-
pay.
And she's also on Carla's side, so you can't trust
Yeah,
her.
yeah. Go shop some more with your stepmother. Thank you very much. All right.
I'll say this,
There
Mike.
she
There
is.
are international addresses that aren't as long.
Exactly. Yeah. Don't forget your
ridiculous.
country code.
Really?
Right after the zip code, Mike. 3 letters are important. USA.
Oh, incidentally,
Jammy
can I, say,
Ammy, press 011 before dialing.
can I say this to the good people at Sherry's Berries?
Yes.
Yes.
And to my the people that I sold my house to, you're welcome.
Oh,
Sherry's Berries came to my house.
Oh, look at that.
Nice.
And we let and they were very nice. The new people living there were very
Yeah.
nice to say that they. I said, enjoy them yourself.
Time to
Thank you.
update.
What was their
Pleasure.
tone when they contacted you?
Hi, how are you?
Hey.
I know. What?
Is that P.O. box still in play in Manassas, or have you closed it down yet?
I think we shut it down.
Okay,
didn't we?
good. Well, I don't know. I don't run that P.O. box.
I think we shut it down. Was I supposed to do
Yeah,
that?
that would be a Mike O'Mara.
Yeah.
You opened it, you close it.
I don't know if I did or not. I'm
Well,
not
it'll
sure.
it'll close once they stop paying for it.
It's the details. Back to your taxes.
Yeah, thank you.
The devil's
Anyway.
in the details.
So the details are not my thing. I do gather all of my financial records and I give them to Andrew. And then, we because of the move and everything we were doing, got him the stuff basically 2 days ago.
In a
And
shoebox?
So, the shoebox deal. I do that type
I'd
of thing.
hate to see
And-
your taxes when you send them to Andrew.
And Andrew, we had some transactions that resulted in a loss several years back.
Sure.
And he was rolling over this. I don't even know the accounting speak. All I know, it's one thing: refund or am I paying?
Right.
That's what I want to know. I don't want to know anything else. And for the last, I would say, 3 months, he was saying, yeah, you should be able to get a nice little refund. I think you're going to do well. You're going to get a refund. Yeah, up until last week, you're going to get a pretty nice little refund. And so he calls me last night. And he says, okay, so I've been going through this and this, and, we got that. And you had this, and then we got that form. Now, 3 years ago, I was rolling over this. I didn't realize that the software I was using had not accounted for this particular thing. And so we went through this particular thing. And let me see. So let me see. Federal, we got state over here. State, $700. There we go. State on that. Federal, you owe $15,000. Oh!
Yeah.
You got bone sideways.
You boys know what I make for a living nowadays.
Yeah, clearly.
When we are slaying the dragon each and every day.
Yeah.
And because of a land long ago, far, far away, when certain transactions dried up on me, I can't explain to you how this happened, but I will tell you. What the hell was that?
It was my
That
mic
a weird
boom.
sound.
My apologies.
Are you okay? You're twitching around and jumping and hitting buttons. What's going
No,
on?
what
with
I'm
you
trying to
today?
do is Oscar has made me self-conscious. I'm trying to improve my posture.
Yeah, remember he was doing the layback, the lean back.
That's
He
a
was
good
filming a
thing.
rap video.
Isn't it though?
Yeah.
That is a good thing.
What was your sleep number before you decided to sit up?
With my money on my mind and my mind on my money. Or I guess that's reversed, isn't it? I don't listen to a lot of hip-hop records.
So with electronic filing, it's bing, bang, boom. I mean, I look at it and I just say I approve it, and he's got the power to send this thing along.
Yeah.
So he calls me, I think at like 9:46 last night, and I just sat in the chair in a total state of shock, and it got me back to the whole thing I wanted to talk about yesterday. With there's got to be a better way. There's got to be a better way that I am on the phone with my accountant for 15 minutes, and he is speaking literal Greek to me, and I am completely and utterly.
Well, you're lucky
clueless.
that someone can actually try to explain it to you. I mean, I know that at least for myself, I always have to pay for some reason.
course.
Like I don't do, and I have an accountant, and he calls me, and he's from a land far, far away, and he breaks everything down, and I have to go see him and explain things to him.
Right.
Or the guy that I actually deal with is Milton from Office Space, but the guy who actually reviews my taxes and calls me with the bad news is the guy from the land far, far away.
Oh, I understand.
Okay.
Yeah.
We do. I don't mind pulling back the curtain and telling people how we do it on the Mike O'Mara show.
This is how we do it.
We share the
Montel
wealth.
Williams.
What little there is, and we all. And when we get money sent to us, he does it with me where I get less than you guys because he takes my tax. He takes my taxes.
Yeah, exactly.
So I never expect that I'm going to have this big surprise.
And furthermore, you were told up until yesterday that you could be expecting a refund.
Yes.
Oh
Yes.
dear.
Yes, and he's good at it because when he lays the really horrible news on me, it's like when you're buying the dirty magazine or the condoms in the drugstore, and you stack all the other stuff on it, like the hot cocoa and the Cinnabons, and then all of a sudden, porno magazine, and then you have it halfway down. He does it that way. And I like 10 o'clock at night, I'm just sitting there staring at a wall, just deciphering what he had just said to me. And
at any point, did you say to no one in particular, "What just happened"? Because that had to be how you felt.
Well, Carla had gone to bed, and Elizabeth was watching TV with me, and I'm not going to share it with Elizabeth because she's not going to need to hear that.
What you told her is that she'll be going home by bus.
I think
how's that thumb?
The TV was at a very low level, and if Elizabeth had listened very carefully in that room after that conversation, she might have heard this from me. This is the only sound. Listen carefully. It sounded something like this.
Oh yeah,
that's it. That's all she would have
tearful
heard
sigh.
From me.
Yeah,
it sucked. So, did you guys get all your your stuff filed and get it all done?
And we had to pay, of course.
Yeah.
But we've got a good accountant. He takes care of everything.
Paying. I don't know if I have a good accountant. I have an accountant. I'll say.
So you do all yours. You don't? Do you do Shannon's?
No, I don't do Shannon's. I know this, that I pay so much for my taxes that I actually went online yesterday and I said, there's got to be a cheaper guy. Though I feel better about my guy, and I would use Andrew if I could actually. Maybe he could do what my guys do because I'm incorporated in DC. It's a little different.
He can do that.
I would say that when they tell me how much I owe, I brace myself for the biggest number possible, and then I'm happy because it's always a little less than the biggest number.
But
right?
also, you're complicated.
Yes,
because
I am complicated. I've got all these businesses.
He has businesses.
I got that land in Bolivia.
That's right, and also he's got his Santander, his drone flying company, and all of his things.
Right.
There's a company that I lost money on, and it costs more money to actually run the paperwork for the taxes than actually what the company even made. It was tragic.
This is the worst tax news I have gotten in 20 years.
Oh my God, you've lived a charmed life. Look at you.
Well, because it was always my whole life. I've been with Andrew for about 20 years, and It has been.
What changed this year?
You know what? I'm gonna
have you not been
have
paying good attention? Have you not been treating him
you
well?
know what? It's just been a year of transition.
Sure.
And finally, it just caught me completely by surprise. I am really still digesting all this, and I will have a conversation with him where we will move forward. But it is the shocker of shockers. Rob, I wanted to ask you: do you do your taxes, or does Carrie do all the accounting?
Carrie
work?
handles the accounting with our accountant. We have a guy that does it, and he's very, very good. I'm so
lucky me. That's why Rob is so happy. He doesn't
exactly.
have to
And you know
carry
what,
on
Mike?
that
I want
burden.
to say thank you. I know you had a hard day, so here's
Yes.
some appreciation for you. Thank you for asking that loaded question that was absolutely a victory for me, no matter how I answered it.
Well, you don't.
So you don't.
It's our
amazing.
system.
I mean,
It's our system.
Yeah, I mean, you're lucky. You're
I
very
am.
lucky
I'm.
guy.
You know what I am? I'm beyond lucky. I'm blessed. How about that?
Do you still run around with your weekly budget?
What's that?
Remember, you had a weekly budget on a debit card that you could use.
No, it was never a budget. It was just
Okay.
I spend what I need to spend, and if we get to where we're broke, she says don't spend.
Oh, I thought she gave you like a budget that said you get backs. This is what you're allowed to get during the week, and that's how she.
No,
ran the
we've
household.
kind of fallen into a groove. We've got a
Okay.
system going.
I
We're
wanna
good.
make sure. I was
Yeah,
just
we're doing
curious.
okay. But I'm sorry, Mike. I'm sorry about your crippling news.
No, you're getting so uptight. What are you getting
Well,
so
because it
uptight?
clearly
you know what?
bothers
No,
him that
what-
he has no
no,
idea
what
what his personal
bothers me-
finances
what
He doesn't
bothers
have
me-
any idea. He
What
doesn't have a
bothers
clue.
me is how much you guys hate it.
Oh, because it's just.
And you know what? I love it. I
We
do.
hate
It's
it.
taken me 20 years to get effectively removed from all aspects of financial burden.
We hate it. How about this? We hate it because we have to carry that responsibility on a daily basis.
That's right. And you
So-
know what? You love it, though, Oscar. You love carrying that.
Oh, are you kidding me? No.
I think you might
wish
like it.
that
But
it
you
was a
don't. You don't
CPA.
sweat. You don't sweat this stuff, right?
What,
He doesn't
as I
have
tell
to.
Carrie, is that
He
if
doesn't
we
know.
are flat broke and busted,
He doesn't sweat it unless he needs to get reimbursed for a hotel room.
Oh,
That's right. I only sweat
is
that.
the crux.
That's
he
the
will
big
come
deal.
knocking for
He'll
a check.
he'll go nuts over that
he'll
one,
come,
boy.
That's why-
I
that's
really
why I
can't
get
carry
nuts
this
over that
another
one,
month.
boy.
Yeah, that's
Carrie's
why-
on my ass about
That's
this.
why I carried it for only 4 months before I brought it up. You know how it
You
is.
want to compare receipts? You know
No,
what
I
I'm
don't.
carrying? Thank you very much.
You know what? I
You're
don't
sitting
wanna,
in it right now.
Don't want to carry it. Don't want to even bring it up. But since you did, there you go. I mean, it says, I feel bad about that. And I think that will be a system that we actually sort of fine tune and improve in the future. Because I don't think it's fair for Oscar to have to carry that kind of fortune around. Because, Oscar has a
but
tough life.
Do you hear me complaining? I'm
Yes.
not
Yes.
complaining.
Yes, you complain all the time.
I detected a slight note of insincerity when you said Oscar has a tough life.
No, not from me. Not from me.
Rob, I have 6 jobs. You have 1.
That's right.
Settle
And you know what?
down.
I wouldn't even really call it a job, Oscar.
Some may say that. Some may say that.
That's right.
We get to do
Well,
what we love.
All I know is this one for me was.
I'm with you,
I am-
Mike. It's a ball buster.
I'm trying so hard to get news like that and just kind of let it hit me and bounce off, because it's just if 6 months ago if I'd gotten that kind of news, the way I would have digested it, I would be stewing all day. I would have come in here not even in a mindset to do a show. It would have been that bad. Now it's a little material. I dealt with it. What I worry about with that, guys,
Right.
is this is the way I think sometimes, because that's how I was with Andrew last night too. I'm like, well, glad we sold the house. This is the one time I'd be able to absorb a hit like that because we were able to sell the house. But the fact is, I worry sometimes that because, for months he was telling me one thing and then just blindsided me with this.
It's tough. That is tough.
That by my reaction of being that he might pull it off again. So I'm thinking
it's not his-
I have to have a sit down with him. At a
I
certain point.
understand
Understood.
that.
Just to say, listen, I'm not blaming you for the law. I'm not blaming you for the numbers working out they were. What I am blaming you is you get everything I get. You know everything coming in and everything going out. You do. I don't take a poo without letting you know what's going on.
Yep.
Can you give me a little heads up?
I don't do that with my accountant, though.
But
the
my-
whole notifying him about when I poo. Maybe that's the problem.
Maybe he's punishing me.
Mike,
Right.
you have to
Yes.
think about this, though. For 20 years, this guy's done you right? This is the first big surprise that you've had. Maybe this is because also we live in a new reality. More so you than anyone in this room sitting, and you're in Florida, but I'll say you're in this room.
Right.
That you live a new reality simply from your days on terrestrial radio to what we do now, which is a home-based business, right?
Right.
And we're lucky to have the people that listen right now, and people that are listening right now truly empathize, because a lot of people have to pay. That's just what happens, right?
Well, I've got a solution, Oscar.
Yes.
I've got a solution, and this might be a little bit of a stretch. Let me just check the ad list that we have on the Michael O'Mara Show today. Want to make sure that it's not saturation here.
Right.
No, we don't have an Amazon ad running today, so I think I can get away with saying this right now. Look, my problems will be taken care of if we can get our listeners to go out today and buy $40 million worth of stuff on Amazon.
Now, hold on. Is that $40 million each or $40 million total?
Oh, total.
Oh, okay, so you're not asking that much.
No, somebody wants to drop $1 million here, $1 million there. We need 40 people to do it.
Through the website.
That's it. That's exactly what
Piece
we
of
want.
cake.
Just drop $40 million, and our troubles will vanish. And Rob and Oscar will get a benefit out of that as well. And so will Pony. We might give him a $15, $20 bonus.
Yes. My point was this. No one is going to care about your own personal finances, even if you pay for them, as much as you care about them, unless you look at them.
Right.
So you should look at them as well and try and learn as much as you can, even though you're paying someone to do that as well.
I totally agree with you. And you know what? Because of that, I'm going to do that. I'm going to do that this next year.
You jerk.
Thank you.
Is that before or after you joined CrossFit?
The cameras are like we're all in the same room.
It is. Yeah.
Because I think you can see my sincerity.
Never mind.
We'll take a break and come back with news you may not need on the Mike O'Mara Show right here.
We're up all night to the sun. We're up all night to get some. We're up all night for good fun. We're up all night.
Man, this song is daft.
Yeah, punk.
Hey, baby. Look at my space outfit. Anyway, welcome back to the Mike O'Mara Show.
Pony laughed so hard at that. He laughed out loud.
Hey, finally got something for Pony. Anyway, this portion of the Mike O'Mara Show is brought to you by our friends at Encore. You know, it's a new year, and if you're out there shopping insurance, it's hard to know which company offers the best value. We love Encore. They've helped our show so much, and we'd like you to help them and help yourself at the same time. Encore surveys the most highly rated companies in the insurance industry to compare premiums. Encore will do all the work, so you don't have to. Oscar's used them. He loves them. Just call toll-free 866-347-5748 to get a free life insurance quote. It's absolutely free. Do me a favor. Do them a favor. Call this number, 866-347-5748. All free, no obligation, and no salesman will visit you. If you prefer computers, just visit smartterm.com. That's SMARTTERM.com. That's where you'll find the license, disclaimer, and quality customer service. Encore Insurance Services, LLC. I'm doing an incredible job of reading this commercial. Stop paying too much for life insurance. Protect your family the smart way at smartterm.com.
Oh, yeah.
From around the globe, across the nation, looking through your neighbor's window, the Mike O'Mara Show now presents News You May Not Need, a comprehensive look at the stories you may or may not be talking about during your daily activity. And now, News You May Not Need.
Yesterday was the one-year anniversary of the bombing at the Boston Marathon, and some monumental jackass just did this. A man left a backpack unattended at the finish line of the Boston Marathon course. Big story last night all over the news. This year's Boston Marathon is on Monday. He was barefoot, wearing a long black veil, and he was screaming, "Boston Strong," as he put down the backpack. God, what a douche.
Yep.
The entire area was evacuated. The bomb squad detonated the backpack. It didn't have a bomb, but it did have a rice cooker filled with confetti.
What an a-hole.
Lock
that guy up for life.
Thank you. Mentally ill, but who knows? The guy is 25-year-old Kayvon Edson, and he's now in custody. Police also detonated a second backpack that reportedly contained photo equipment and may have belonged to a member of the media. Well, then find out the member of the media that left his backpack at the finish line.
I hear it was Chuck Scarborough. I think that's who it was.
Chuck Scarborough. Is he still on the news?
I think he is. I think he is. Wow.
The brothers of actor Paul Walker, who died in November, will fill in for the late action star in order to complete scenes in the upcoming film Fast and Furious 7. That's according to a statement posted on the film's Facebook page. Caleb and Cody Walker, I know you've been following this story, Oscar.
Yeah.
They will help finish action scenes for their brother and fill in small gaps left in production, according to the Post. Walker, 40, died in November in a fiery one-car crash in Santa Clarita, California, northwest of L.A. I don't know. I think it's kind of cool.
Are they older or younger? Do you know?
They're younger brothers.
Do they look like
one
him?
of them they have similar frames,
Okay,
and they kind of
cool.
look like them. What I think is also great about, and people might be, well, why are they even making this film again? What's happening? I think that this is the best way you could actually kind of, memorialize Paul Walker and to have his brothers involved and garnering a paycheck and doing what they can to further their brother's last piece of film work.
I don't have a problem.
Nice.
with it.
Yeah.
I don't either.
I think it's kind of cool. I think
it's
it'll be
neat.
interesting to see. Singer Miley Cyrus canceled her Tuesday show in Kansas City, Missouri, after being hospitalized for a severe allergic reaction to antibiotics.
Yeah, I'm sure.
She's not a healthy-looking woman.
No.
She's not.
Maybe
I mean,
she's
she really isn't.
Mike trying to chase some sort of nasty virus.
Or perhaps she's got something down there.
Yeah, maybe you know what? Maybe
no.
she's like Lionel Barrymore. Maybe
still
she
forget-
has syphilis. That's a
Push me
legend.
up.
That's a
Yeah.
legend.
Thank you.
She's 21. She was placed on medical rest on doctor's orders at the Sprint Center in Kansas City. The singer posted a picture of herself in a hospital bed, and she said, "I wanted so badly to be there tonight. The venue said ticket holders will be refunded." So good luck to Miley. And on somebody who also looks unhealthy, Lindsay Lohan's inability to keep her promises and stay sober remain the safest bet in showbiz. 8 months out of rehab, just days after telling David Letterman she's really good and clean and sober, the 27-year-old tabloid queen. That's another age. When I see Miley is 21 and I see Lindsay is 27, you forget how young they are.
And Lindsay doesn't look 27 though.
No,
she looks
She looks
47.
like she's almost 40, and I sit there and I'm
scary.
like, oh, that's
It's
been a rough
scary.
road.
A lot of pictures of her floating around recently, and she does not look good. She was witnessed indulging vodka at the Coachella Music Festival in Indio, California. A spy told In Touch magazine that the actress, whose self-destructive tendencies have been well chronicled on her own reality show, as well as Radar Online, she looked completely out of it, and she was mingling with her sister, Allie. So that's
All I know is that when Lindsay drinks vodka, that's kind of like she's stepping down. She might be sobering up.
Also-
she's just taking a few sips, to take the edge off.
Look, I don't know enough about alcoholism because I'm probably in the depths of it right now.
All right, Mike,
But-
let's
can help
step
you
in.
out.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah.
But when
no problem.
you
Rob and I will tip
when
in
you're
for you.
trying not to drink, they say don't go to a bar. You should probably not also go to one of the biggest music festivals in the world and pretend like you're going to be having fun just listening to the music.
Yeah, it's a bad move.
Well, it's the environment that you're in, and I can speak from experience. It's tough when you take a break from booze and you have surrounded yourself for a good chunk of your life with partiers, with people
Yes.
that love to party, because that becomes part of your identity. And, that world sometimes collides, and it's very, very, you have to be, you have to have a support network, whether it's a significant other in your life, somebody that stabilizes you, or you have to wholesale make a change, go away somewhere, and then pick new friends.
And
it doesn't work.
And Lindsay doesn't have any of those because look at her train wreck parents.
Oh,
Yeah,
she's a
it's
mess.
terrible.
Comes
It's
from a
very,
mess.
very-
Yeah.
Health news continues, boys. Artie Lang.
Oh, that poor man.
Yeah.
Jesus.
Saw a
Artie
photo of
Lang.
him. He looks good.
He's been killing it recently, but it seems the veteran comedian has suffered a setback. He's been hospitalized in the hospital outside of Detroit after going into diabetic shock. What is that, Rob? What is I know
Diabetic shock.
you
It could
family
be
members that have
it could be extraordinarily low blood sugar or extraordinarily high blood sugar. Probably somewhere below 40 or above 280. I've seen my father actually skew to one, and he starts being unable to talk, and it can get very, very serious. The body will start to shut down.
That's that when you would administer an insulin shot?
Yeah, well, it depends. If your sugar is high,
Okay.
yeah, you take insulin. If your sugar is low, you give him a Coke, you give him chocolate.
Oh,
or something.
wow.
But he's been at it so long, my dad can normally feel it coming on and counteract it before
Scary.
it gets really bad.
So he's been touring the country and doing stand-up. He's got the Artie Lang Show on DirecTV. He's got a new animation of his interview with Major League Baseball legend Pete Rose. And he's in the hospital. He wants to be out soon. And according to his schedule, Lang's next live show date is April 19th at Club Nokia in Los Angeles. We hope he makes it, and hope I make it through this news.
Wow.
Good luck,
Plenty
guys.
of Coke?
Mike's throat is in diabetic shock right now.
We do hope that Artie Lang
Yeah.
gets back on his feet
Big
real
fan.
soon. There's a new website that wants to be the place where you record your entire sex life. And I mean everything. It's called nipple.io.
IO.
You sign up for a free account. Then every time you have any sexual activity, even self-touching, you record the details online. You record the date, what you did, what kind of toys or lubes used, birth control, whether you were drunk, how much you enjoyed it, where you did it, who you did it with, how long it lasted, whether or not you know.
Sure.
Then you can see graphs and charts on your sex life. If you did it for a year, it would be really interesting. And if you kept it up forever, it would probably blow your mind.
Well, Mike, if you kept it up forever, please consult a doctor.
Yeah. Get some lotion.
The site will use your data anonymously, though, so they can calculate the worldwide sex trends to show you how you compare with other people.
What is .io? Is that a foreign country or is that a new
No,
suffix?
I've never heard of .io. I know about chat roulette. Sometimes that happens there.
Yeah, it
It's right
does.
next to .ei.
I also know what?
EIO. I'm sorry.
Oh, my God. Did you make an old McDonald's joke?
I tell you
My
what,
daughter.
Elizabeth, turn around and run.
Mike, you're better than that.
Hey, Elizabeth, would you like to hear Daddy's funny story, the last story of the news today?
Oh,
Yeah,
let's
come
make
on
it
over here.
dicey.
You'll enjoy this.
Yeah,
I think
that was
you'll-
sincere.
This is when my daughter's going to be really
Sure.
proud of me. All right, here we go. 31-year-old Ronnie Lee Warfield of Charleston, South Carolina, is making national news. Elizabeth, come right down here so the guys can see you, so we can see your pretty face. On
There
camera.
we go.
I just want to see
Hi, Elizabeth.
This is really exploitation of my daughter, and I because I know we're going to get a reaction.
I'm looking
here.
at the view counter right now. It's going way up.
Because he
Ew.
just couldn't make it. Ronnie Lee Warfield just couldn't make it 6 more steps to a toilet.
Oh, dear.
Classy.
Ronnie was at a hotel in Charleston around 3:45 a.m. Sunday night, needed to use the bathroom in the lobby,
Yes.
but just as he got to the bathroom door, he couldn't hold it anymore, dropped his pants, and let it rip right there in the hotel.
Wow. That's nice.
Yes. The police report says he left, quote, a large quantity of matter on the floor
Oh,
just
matter.
outside of the bathroom.
Matter implies solids, doesn't it?
Yes, Rob.
Okay.
Naturally,
Elizabeth
Rob
like
got
that.
the laugh from Elizabeth. right there. Naturally, the people at the hotel called the cops. Ronnie told him, quote, I didn't mean to do it. I just couldn't hold it. And he even offered to clean it up.
Well, that's awfully decent of him.
Instead, they took him to jail for public defecation and indecent exposure, and I wrote a poem.
Oh, good.
Oh, please.
All right. It's a very brief poem, Rob, and I want you to go right to commercial after this,
Okay.
okay? Just 4 lines.
All right.
This here's the story about Ronnie Lee. Had to drop one at just past 3. Ronnie tried his best to get through the door, but left his cargo all over the floor. Thank you very much. Thank you. Aren't you proud of me, honey? So proud.
We're so proud.
That's my dad.
That's my daddy. Yes, sirree. We'll take a break. Come back with the audio vault right here on the Mike O'Mara Show. Welcome back to the Mike O'Mara Show. Okay, the Red Sox experiment failed miserably.
Oh, no. You jinxed him, Mike.
I always say that I'm going to bring it up. I'm in a day league today on FanDuel.com.
Oh, nice.
Boy, I wish I knew the guy. Damn it, I need to ask about an outfielder. You guys wouldn't know anyway.
Is
He's
it
a
Jim
national
Palmer?
leaguer.
I'll
No.
look it up right now.
Hold on. I'm going to go up and look it up.
Please.
Right now. I'm talking about FanDuel.com. One-day fantasy baseball leagues. They're fantastic. Go to FanDuel.com, and this is what they're going to do for you. Just to get you started, the first 50 people that sign up and use the code TMOS, FanDuel will match your deposit up to $200. I am not exaggerating. That's what they're going to do for you because they're good people that way. And I will tell you that I love FanDuel because it allows you to do one-day fantasy baseball leagues. No season-long commitments. It is fantastic. I'm trying to check it right now.
No
See
problem.
where I am.
See, the problem with most fantasy stuff when you do baseball fantasy is that it's a a year-long commitment. It's 162 games. You don't want to stick with it for that long.
Yeah, and this is daily, which is fun. And like I think I mentioned this in the past, but it's important to mention it again. I used to love collecting baseball cards. When I was
Sure,
young,
yeah.
Right? And the fun part about it was like just kind of picking through which players you had, if you had an entire team, and
Sure.
if you had the entire year of your set. This reminds you so much of it because it's fun to do because when you set your lineup, whether you do a day league, a night league, or a late night league, you just pick the players.
It's
and
as-
they
and
help
you know
you
what?
drop. There's a drop down menu. You decide how much you want to spend on your salary cap.
It's
cool.
as easy as collecting baseball
Yeah,
cards, too.
it's
You
fun.
just point and click.
All right, now, once again, I'm relying on the New York Yankees today, and I'm not sure where this is going to work for me, but let me give you my guys today. Mashiro Tanaka for the pitcher.
All right.
I've got Brian McCann as my catcher, both Yankee players. Let me see. Chris Davis, Crash Davis from
Right.
Baltimore. Josh Harrison, got no idea. He's my second baseman, but that's who I picked. Eric Chavez is my third baseman. Jordy Mercer is my shortstop. Alfonso Soriano, another Yankee I
There you
got going
go.
today. Adam Jones from the Baltimore Orioles. I know my American leaguers, and here's my wild card.
Yes.
Mark Trumbo, Please let me know if that is a good pick. There is my lineup
as an
for
outfielder
fantasy today. My outfielders are Alfonso Soriano, Adam Jones, and Mark Trumbo. That's what they are. So we will see what happens on FanDuel.
An Anaheim Angel.
Hey, listen, I want you to act fast because the deposit match will end soon. Get your share of the $400 million in payouts at FanDuel.com, FanDuel.com. FanDuel.com, the leader in one-day fantasy baseball. Yes, Oscar
I stand
Santana.
corrected. He's an Arizona Diamondback. I just pulled up his profile. You got pretty good. Did you get low on your salary cap on your outfielders? Is that what happened?
Yep, that's exactly what happened.
Well, you might do well by you. You got great other players on your lineup. Good luck, Mike.
I'll trumpet it if I win. Thank you very much. Without further ado, let's open up the audio vault for today. This is Wednesday, April 16, 2014. Rob Spewak.
A quick mention. We mentioned it last week, but I want to throw it in. If you have not yet registered for the 3rd annual Officer Down Memorial Ride, you can still do it. Just visit officerdownmemorialride.com. You get a free T-shirt with your online registration. This is a great motorcycle ride. It's Saturday, April 26th. Great cause. Help out our friend Officer Meg, okay?
And I watched one of Meg's posts that she talked about her pre-registrants. She got nothing to worry about.
Oh, really? Good.
Yeah,
Good.
she's covered. It's going to be great.
It's going to be
an
beautiful
overwhelming
weather.
Success.
It's a great thing to bring the kids out to. Robert and I will be there, so come on out. You mentioned the bomb, the Boston bombing, the 1-year anniversary yesterday, and the memorial they held where the marathon ended. There was a moment of silence yesterday, but it wasn't quite as silent as you'd want it to be on CNN because they left a live mic. And a crew member on CNN was talking during the moment of silence and dropped an F-bomb. Now, this is classless, but I want to call CNN's attention to the fact that they absolutely blew it yesterday. This is live coverage from CNN's moment of silence where a guy is not only being silent, but using this kind of language.
Sounding good? I didn't realize how much I was going to get stranded out there. Probably in every camera shot. I was like, I have nowhere to go.
Oh, no.
It's really just classless.
Oh, and by the way, CNN, last night trying to get the details because I was late to the party on the news story. I wanted to find out, since my sister lives in Back Bay, and if there was a major bomb situation, I wanted to know. Thanks so much. As I turned on CNN and Headline News, both, one had the forensic files. That's very newsworthy. That keeps me informed. And the other one, Don Lemon, comparing the Titanic search to the search for the missing plane again. CNN, I'm done. F you. You're terrible. You're not a news organization anymore. You've gone all Nancy Grace, and I think it completely sucks. It's disgraceful. Start covering the news. That's what you were started to do. It really, really drives me nuts.
Let's talk about something that's really newsworthy from one of my favorite sources for news, Craig Ferguson. He revealed that, did you know there is a new ice cream coming out that has Viagra in it?
Oh, really?
And I love the fact that when Craig does his monologue, if he has to have, conversation with someone, he's talking to a robot named Jeff.
That's a skeleton.
Yeah,
really.
Exactly. But here is Craig Ferguson talking about the Viagra ice cream, Mike.
There is an ice cream company that's making a new ice cream that contains Viagra. I know. Well, we're having ice cream for dessert, then we're having dessert. Ice cream Viagra. May it be called Hubby's Chubby?
Yeah. That's good. Yeah, I like that. All right. How about, chocolate chip cookie, Baskin Throbbin.
Baskin Throbbin.
I like that. Now, you know who continues to get work amazingly? Gary Busey. Gary Busey was
He's
used
doing a commercial
to
now.
roll out. Is it the Amazon Fire?
It is the Amazon Fire.
Their TV streaming device. Also,
do you see the editing on this commercial?
Oh, it's
How
horrible.
He had to be edited. I mean, they had to probably do 700 takes.
But Mike, this is something else. He did a voice this week on the show American Dad, where ironically he was cast as a staff member at a rehab clinic. Here's his big scene after someone crashes a car into the rehab clinic.
My bumper car's not working.
Lucky you were drunk. When you're drunk, your body goes limp and you don't get hurt when you crash.
Really?
Yeah, that's how I did my stunts.
So you have that now, and we close with did you know that Kentucky Fried Chicken for prom season, Oscar, I'm very creepy, I like to go around looking for prom parties.
Yeah, you do.
Yeah, look for
That's
this.
so nasty.
KFC. I don't, he's just invented
Look at
it in
those
his mind.
dresses.
Yeah, that's a really great tux. KFC is putting out a fried chicken corsage just for prom season.
Prom is coming up. Well, as a prom night promotion, KFC is offering corsages made out of fried chicken. That's true. But guys, be warned, if you give your date a chicken corsage, your prom night will definitely be boneless.
Thank you, Conan. That's your Magic Audio Vault. Have a great Wednesday, everybody.
All right, Rob, get home and take care of that accounting, will you?
Aw. Nice reminder.
And Mike, if you need a few bucks to get through the week, you just let me know, okay?
You jerks.
Yeah, because I'm so scary rich. For all technical support issues with our Mike O'Mara Show, you can contact our Sugar Glider Wrangler Ponyboy at MikeO'MaraShow.com. All correspondence for the show should be sent to...
Oh, no.
18011 South Tamiami Trail, Suite 16. Suite 16, get it?
Yeah, I do.
Box 119, Fort Myers, Florida, 33908. Actually, the real post office box is 2796 Leesburg, 20177. Forget it. I'm done.
Okay.
We're leaving. The show is over. We'll be back 2 to 2 tomorrow. Bye-bye, everybody.
See you. Bye-bye.
Ciao, ciao.
Bye-bye.
Wait, don't go. I need to tell you that MikeO'MaraShow.com/Amazon is perfect for all your online shopping needs. Shop the best way. Shop Amazon. And please go through our website, always open at MikeO'MaraShow.com/Amazon.
Mike O'Mara, Radio Entertainment.